Hello, welcome to Universal Studios Orlando. Halloween Horror Nights has officially dropped the names of the houses, the scare zones, the shows. So we're going to take a look at all the stuff, all the progress that is happening here at Universal Studios Orlando. So come along with us as we check out some of the Halloween Horror Nights stuff. Not too much longer until they have the medallion for Halloween Horror Nights hanging up here. And now that we have official confirmation as to what the houses are, wouldn't be shocked if this happens in the next coming week or so. So definitely looking forward to that, and definitely looking forward to the house banners starting to be placed in amongst these archways. So yeah, and I can already see some stuff that we haven't seen yet with some pumpkins on this main drag here. So let's head into the park and then talk about all these scare zones and all the houses that are coming for Horror Nights 31. All right, so this first scare zone is right when you walk in. It is going to be the Horrors of Halloween. The Pumpkin Lord, the Spirit of Halloween, has taken over this year's event, summoning hordes of fiendish creatures. Terror has taken root. So you're gonna have some scary pumpkins. Kind of like Wicked Growth last year with the pumpkins. I'm really gonna like the scare zone because I really did like Wicked Growth. Can't speak today, sorry. But yeah, no, I'm really excited about the scare zone. And this is gonna go right up this main drag here and head you into Halloween Horror Nights down towards the Tribute Theater. Rip Ride's over here on the left. So let's just keep walking this way. We'll talk a little bit about the houses that are announced over in this vicinity. So back here, there are 3 Horror Nights houses, like back down this way, I think. These 2 stages and stuff, and I think actually a stage back here behind Rip Ride Rocket is actually used as well. So there's 3 back there. One was confirmed was the Spirits of the Coven. They're bewitchingly terrifying. A coven of beautiful flapper witches will lure you into their 1920s speakeasy, reveal their haggish true form, and turn your scream squad into a witch's brew. They'll be cackling while you're screaming. L Block Horror, so this was the prison one that we had rumored, but we didn't really have a name for it because it was one of the newer houses to drop. As these monsters escape their prison, there's no escape for you. Enter a prison whose savage inmates are monstrous creatures. If they break free from their cells, it's a death sentence for everyone. And that's one that's confirmed back here. And this vicinity is Halloween, and we had that already confirmed by Halloween Horror Nights earlier on in the season. His beginning is your end, silent, merciless, relentless. There's nobody like Michael Myers, and if your Scream Squad is ready this year, you can gather together and face the terror of Halloween from the very beginning. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. I mean, I'm really looking forward to those. They all have really good stories. The flapper witches are gonna be interesting, kind of lure you into the evil side of what witches look like and get their true identity. But yeah, all along this stretch, you're gonna have Horror Nights houses. You're gonna have like the bar back here as well. So definitely interested to see what they turn all this stuff into and which houses are which. But these are the 3 that'll probably be back here based on the maps, but they are confirmed houses this year for Horror Nights. And again, that's just past Rip Ride Rocket. Back behind me, there's bathrooms. You got the Jimmy Fallon store. So back in like this little alleyway. And then back over this way, they've actually got some of the facades going up on the bars for Halloween Horror Nights. And it looks like, I want to say that those walls were down that were right next to the Christmas shop over here. So let's go take a look at what these facades look like for some of the Horror Nights bars and places to get some food. All right, you got a bar back here they're setting up for, but you do have these bars here for Halloween Horror Nights. You got some purple lights on this one, orange lights on this one. It's got some blood. Looks like a scary jack-o'-lantern. It says trick or treat. And then over here, I like that. Is that The Exorcist, I think? I believe. But definitely set up for Halloween Horror Nights, and looks like the front of houses. So yeah, I really do like this theming here on the front of these bars. And we're gonna walk over here and kind of give you an idea as to what the other ones look like, but very similar. They got like the paneling and stuff like that. But let's go check out these, see if they got anything. This one does have, looks like some biohazard stuff on the door. Let's go check it out and see what it's all about. What's that on the bottom? Are those just orange and black paint marks? It looks like they are. So, all right. Infected specimen. If container is breached, contact local health authorities. Oh dear. That could be like some cool food there, like some themed biohazard food, maybe some stuff that's gotten infected. And you're gonna eat some spooky stuff, I don't know. All right, a coffin, maybe some vampire stuff, I don't know, right? And then you walk down this way. I don't know what this one, I can't see the door very well. Looks like some skulls, yeah. Got some skulls on this one. Spooky. Very nice. All right, and yeah, these tents are kind of that stretch in between. The plaza's back this way, Rip Ride's back that way. You got like this Central Park area. What is this park called? It says in Central Park. I don't remember what it's called, but got this park here. Transformers there, and then you got these food stands. They did have walls up for a while. And now we're gonna talk about this scare zone coming to Halloween Horror Nights. So this scare zone in New York is actually going to be called Sweet Revenge. The sweets from Major Sweets Candy Company have turned children into crazed killers. This Halloween's all trick, no treat, and total mayhem. Alrighty. Maybe some hints as to what some costumes are gonna look like. Got some candy. Don't eat these kids. We don't know what's going on here. It's churning into mutant children. Candy mutants. I don't know, they're scary. I do love everything about this little setup here. Miss Treats, buttered disc, gooey chews. Very nice. Very spooky. Wow, they really do have it decked out. Ooh, they got some orange lights up there in the trees. That's some pumpkins out here. We've seen all of this stuff. The one thing we have not seen definitely is this Major Sweets Candy Company truck. This is definitely new since we've been here. I think it was 6 days ago, according to YouTube. So, little Boo's on his hat. All right, Little Boo's all over the place. I like that they've turned Little Boo into the mascot for Halloween Horror Nights. But yeah, you do have some orange lights up in the tree as well. So it's gonna feel like a festival, I think. Which is, I'm all for. I'm all for the festival feel. I think this is gonna be scary. Killer taste. That's pretty funny. Wow, this is really sweet. I do like this. There's a lock on that door. I wonder if they're gonna have anything kind of going on here. This would be like a perfect spot for somebody to hide, I would think, for a jump scare right here. So, yeah. Sweets on the back. October, that's good. And then same thing on this side over here. And this is the newest edition that we haven't seen, so very nice. We are going to take a look over here because the tribute store currently under construction, and if you can tell, they've switched out the lights, orange and purple. They've done some orange paint to the outside where it's like the ticket booth here. Definitely getting the facade ready, and it's getting ready pretty quickly. What are these? Maybe these will be hints as to what's going on here. It's some of those newspaper clippings that we had seen before. It's got all the years and stuff. Dead Coconut Club? Give me a shirt like that. Tribute theater coming soon as well. After 45 years, we decided to update our logo to match the moment's occasion. It's very good theming, Universal. So definitely looking forward to that. It'll be interesting. I think the time frames and stuff over on these construction walls, I'll show you, they have like old time movies posters. I'm starting to think that that's what's going to be inside the tribute store to kind of decorate the inside, or they, you're going to kind of go through the time periods. Kind of like you went through the movies, I guess, with like Jaws. You also we were Back to the Future and things like that. So I definitely think this is what's heading here to the tribute store. So it'll be very interesting to kind of see the theming inside. So back here where these people are kind of headed, there's like a backstage area for team members. Supposedly this is going to be Fiesta de Chupacabras. Listen to your abuela and beware of the Chupacabras. Visit a Latin American village where the legend of the creature Chupacabras is celebrated with a colorful fiesta, and the streets are lined with the crimson blood of tourists like you and your amigos. Oh dear, that does not sound good. So yeah, I definitely think the queue goes back here. You're gonna have some Horror Nights houses back here as well. So I think that's Fiesta de Chupacabras. And then the other one that's back here is Dead Man's Pier Winter's Wake. You're dead in the winter, and in New England fishing village, undead fishermen emerge from the waves to seek their revenge. You and your Scream Squad maybe have escaped their hooks in the scare zone. Now they'll reel you in and drag you under. Well, that's kind of ominous, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Winter's Wake. I'm looking forward to a lot of these houses. The Chupacabras one is very interesting just because I think it's going to have a lot of the Day of the Dead kind of stuff to it, because it is that Spanish Horror Nights house that you get. But again, I'm very interested and fascinated to see what exactly this is going to be and how they theme these two houses, because I do think they're going to be very interesting. Winter Wake is really interesting because you don't normally do some fishing in Winter's Wake, right? So that's the exit to the tribute store. Jimmy Fallon's right here. And then back behind me was where you're going to enter for those Horror Nights houses. dining package with Halloween Horror Nights. It is at Louis' Restaurant. So definitely check out the price. I forget the exact price, but you get through that. You get to dine with some of the scare actors and stuff, so it'd be pretty cool. But that's where you're gonna do a Halloween Horror Nights dining package. So more of that theming, kind of like a nondescript quick service place. So we got menus on all three sides. Don't have any kind of fancy like decor in the middle section here, but it is going to be a quick service building. So another one, nondescript, but pretty interesting. All right, walking up on this scare zone, and this is going to be Conjure the Dark. On the first All Hallows Eve, an evil sorceress called forth monstrosities from dark dimensions. Now your blood will fuel them. This kind of sounds nice. They're going to sacrifice us, so that'll be fun. A lot of fun to sacrifice human beings. But no, it'll be, I think, one of the cooler scare zones. I mean, just by the look of it, this decor is very elegant and extravagant. So I would think this is going to be one of the better scare zones. It's kind of got a Horror Nights smell to it, if you know what I mean. And then back here you do have what looks like it's going to be an entrance to one of the houses. It does look like it's going to be the Horrors of Blumhouse back here. Get ready for a blood-curdling double feature of Blumhouse horror as your Scream Squad faces a ruthless serial killer and freaky and an evil kidnapper in the relentless, terrifying Black Phone. So that's what's going to be back here, the Horrors of Blumhouse, we believe. The tent you can actually see from Fast and Furious back behind, supercharged, and you can see the tent back there. But again, I think this is going to be one of the coolest parts of all of Horror Nights, with the Horrors of Blumhouse back there. And then you also have this scare zone, which I think has a chance to be one of the coolest experiences. Maybe not the scariest, but definitely the coolest. I don't know, it could be the scariest as well. It seems very dark. And I'm interested to kind of see what they do here. But yeah, all the lighting up. Nothing really changed around here, so I don't really see any differences. But yeah, let's go back here and check out this bar that we were looking at last time, see if they've added anything. Oh, Ashley, oh! And you do have more of this stuff that we saw last time, and it does match now the bars that they actually have put up down like the main plaza area, as well as walking up towards New York City. So, wow. All right. I don't think anything has changed per se. So, yeah, no. All right, so they do have Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire coming in, and they're kind of building off last year's show, which was Nightmare Fuel. It's a show that sparked a firestorm last year, is ablaze with a new nightmare. This going to be the pyro and aerial performance are back to reignite your fears. So it's coming back. They're adding some new additions to it, adding some new pyro and different aerial stunts. So definitely going to be interested to see that come over to the Fear Factor Live, where Fear Factor Live used to be. And then you got Ghoulish, a Halloween tale. On a Halloween night, a ghost story becomes reality as you go beyond the grave in a spectacular spooky show on Universal Studios Lagoon. So not backed by the Fear Factor stage. You're actually going to see it in this lagoon out here. So definitely going to be interested to kind of see. There were rumored to be 2 shows. I think some people thought the 2 shows were actually going to be in Fear Factor Live, but it does not look to be the case. One thing we didn't see last time we were here with this giant pumpkin. Got another bar back here because they are going to have 2 Horror Nights houses back here, as they usually do. We're going to talk about those right now. Sounds like Bugs Eaten Alive is one of the houses. These bugs are out to exterminate you while touring a 1950s home of the future. You'll be surrounded by the slime of bugs everywhere as hordes of many-leg terrors descend upon you and your Scream Squad. You'll be dropping like flies. I think that has the potential to be one of the creepiest ones just because people don't like bugs. So it'll be very interesting to see how people react to that one. And then this one I think has the coolest storyline. I think this might be the coolest themed house, kind of like Wicked Growth. I think this will end up being one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Careful not to leave any of your Scream Squad behind as you descend the subway tunnels of deserted New York. Lurking in the dark are hungry mutants looking to feast on the last remnants of humanity. Deeper, darker, deadlier. So kind of going through a house is going to be themed like New York City. I think it's just going to be really cool. This kind of looks like Chucky's box. Maybe it is, I don't know. But it's got handprints and blood on it. It's very gory. This one's got some scary Scarecrow stuff because I think that's going to be Scarecrows, right? So this makes sense. You got the pumpkins on the Scarecrow. Kind of like the Wicked Growth stuff last year. It's a really fun tent and facade. So I'm guessing this is like the Witch's Coven stuff. like where they're brewing different things, like kind of like a dungeon or like a potions room. So yeah, so I think all this stuff is going to be kind of like witches brew and that kind of stuff, themed very much to witches and spells and all sorts of goth voodoo stuff. I don't know. They do have some really cool stuff on the facade, like some spells. And then right across the way, they've got one themed like this, but not as gruesome and scary looking, kind of like a dungeon. But yeah, I think usually because of this, you do have this lead in back here where you're actually going to be able to get one, the most important thing is the pizza fries, and two, the Horror Nights houses are usually back here. You tuck back into Curious George and they're back beyond Curious George. I don't think I'm gonna walk all the way out there because I haven't seen anything posted as far as trusses are concerned or anything like that, so I don't think we're gonna walk back there, but I can talk about the houses that will be back here. And this is actually where the Weeknd's house is going to be, so if you don't know, the Weeknd is an artist, and he will be back here. Looks like he's gonna be following you through the house, according to the website and from many things that we've heard of the storyline, and it's going to be described as it's music to your fears. You love his music, but can you survive his mind? The Weeknd is about to stalk your squad through this haunted house, a surreal living nightmare from his after-hours videos. His nightmare is now yours. If you've seen the Blinding Lights Super Bowl stuff where he's kind of like walking through like this maze trying to get out and he looks like he's in his mind, I think you're going to get a very similar experience back here for the Weeknd's house. And then also back in this area, the rumors are the Universal Monsters Legends Collide house, which I think is going to be very cool to kind of see the unique monsters that we have kind of grown to love here. It's got Wolfman, Dracula, and then you also have the Mummy. It's the Wolfman versus Dracula versus the Mummy. If you thought one Universal monster was scary, how about three? Summon your Scream Squad, because you're about to get caught between the Wolfman, Dracula, and the Mummy together for the first time. So, interested to kind of see what that storyline includes back here in these two Horror Nights houses. It is really exciting to be here. This is my first year covering Halloween Horror Nights. My first year visiting was last year during Halloween Horror Nights 30 years, 30 fears. And last year I really had a blast, so I bought the Frequent Fear Plus Pass. So this year I'll be coming back quite a bit to kind of experience these houses. I'm interested to kind of see what the storylines look like. Really interested in those two houses as well. With all these houses confirmed, I just got more excited today. It's only a couple weeks away. This Friday will be 2 weeks till the event. September 2nd is opening night for Halloween Horror Nights. Hope to see you guys here. It'll be a lot of fun. So this one is going to be called Scarecrow, Cursed Soil. At an abandoned farm, scarecrows have risen from the crust of the earth to hunt you and seek revenge. They'll harvest your screams. So again, I think there's gonna be scarecrows up here on these like platforms. You're gonna have some dancing scarecrows or maybe some spooky looking ones that can kind of extend. But I am interested because they don't really have as much decor up on these scare zones over here. So I think they're kind of making their rounds, and this one will be one of the last ones they work on. But it'll be definitely interesting to kind of see how they decorate this and theme it to the scarecrows. And it does extend further around this way. They're gonna put a stage, I imagine, over there. But yeah, I think the scare zone's got the potential to be pretty cool. Probably the least scary of the bunch, but I don't know. Last year, I forget what exactly was here, but it was not as scary. So I don't know. Maybe this zone is more of just like the kind of cool aesthetic of the event. All right, so they have added some baskets, what looks like it's some kind of decor or like flowers that are hanging up. They do have some fryers back here, it looks like, as well. So that's kind of a cool decor. All right, the little flowers. Yeah, it looks like they got some heat lamps, maybe a fryer or two. These baskets, so it looks like what would be silverware baskets up there. Heat lamps, so yeah. These little bars and stuff are really starting to take form here as Horror Nights creeps on in. Walking up on where Graveyard Deadly Unrest is going to be, and wow, have they done some work here since we were here just 6 days ago. They got some Nettlewood Cemetery like gate up here with some spider webs. They got all sorts of like foliage and all sorts of moss and stuff all over the walls, so really have progressed here in this scare zone. So I don't know, this is a lot of fun just because it seems like every time I come here I'm like, all right, they're getting closer and closer to just being done completely, and then they go and throw a bunch of this stuff on here and it's very spooky. It's got some spider webs. They got this lady here. Hi lady. So Yeah, I'm really thinking I'm gonna dig this scare zone. Got some deadly unrested people here. So let's talk a little bit about what the scare zone is said to be. On All Hallows Eve, a dark storm descends upon a cemetery and awakens long dead spirits. No one living can escape them. So yeah, definitely gonna be some scare actors in there. Got a really cool wreath up there, kind of looks dead but alive. Really kind of spooky. Oh, big speakers. Wow. Smoke machine, like a fog machine. Wow. They really have progressed on this scare zone quite a bit. We got a gargoyle over here. I shall name him Steven. That's cool. This is really fun. I like this. Looks like, again, like kind of like the deep south, like a cemetery. So, wow. I grew up in the south, and Charleston around Halloween just had like a spookier vibe because there's said to be haunts there. But my oh my. We're definitely gonna go in the Five and Dime because they have released more merchandise. But yeah, you got all the fog machines up. You got big speakers. Now this scare zone now looks like it is very close. I'm assuming there's gonna be some stuff out here in the middle of the street, obviously, but looking very, very close to being done, I think. Wow. It's always amazing to me. Like, wouldn't you love to see like the process? Like, I think Horror Nights should do like a documentary on like Peacock or something. That kind of showcases them building some of the Horror Nights stuff and maybe even some of the houses as well. Like, I definitely want to do one of the, I forget what it's called. It's like the tour where you have the lights on. I think it's like the unmasking or something like that, VIP tour, where you go through and you can check out the houses with the lights on during the day. Oh, that's scary. Can you guys see that? It's like the Grim Reaper. This thing really does extend quite a bit, my goodness. It does look like these are going to be some really great spots for some jump scares. You're just not going to be able to see some of these people because they'll kind of blend in, I imagine, with some of the greenery around it. Maybe some beads, summoning beads here. Got a candle. We're going to awake the dead. Yeah. Wow, there's so many pieces now. Oh, at least there's a heart. Makes me feel good. Less scary. Now that it's a black heart, kind of matches mine as well. Fog machine, right when you walk in. Just gonna blow some smoke out this way, out behind this pillar that it says Nettlewood Cemetery. Ooh, spooky. Can I keep some of this for like my backyard? I really like this, like, almost, you know what's weird? I know it's Disney, but it kind of feels like Haunted Mansion a little bit, right? Hello, lady. They should dress somebody up like that and have them like standing really still. So, woof. You know what's crazy? Some of these set pieces smell exactly like what you would think they'd smell like. It's like that, you know, what the fog smells like. So, right on, right on. Can't wait to see what they do to kind of add more to these little areas, and maybe something here as well. I don't know. But yeah, looking forward to this scare zone. So we are going to head into the Five and Dime, where they have Halloween Horror Nights 2022 merchandise reveal. Scares at every turn. And there's that pumpkin, it looks like is going to be at the very front of the park in that plaza area as you walk in. Looks like that's going to be the first scare zone, so wow. Yeah, that's fun. So let's go check out some of the merch. Have this magnet. Of course, they're stuck to each other, so $9. That's the same as that poster that we just saw. They have the shirt, 30 bucks.
Yeah, they had an actual Halloween thing.
I do like this shirt. Again, the toughest part I think with Horror Nights shirts is because they're all black. It's very hot in Orlando while Horror Nights is going on still. It doesn't cool down really. Maybe in October a little bit, but my kids and I were talking about that today in class about how Horror Nights is just never cool out, which kind of a bummer, but hey, you do what you can. Got this jacket. Anything on the back? Oh yeah, they do. So they have like the Scared Every Turn, just like the poster. It is nice, it's really soft. They do have extra larges. I don't, okay, they have more sizes on the back side. Trying to find the price. 65 bucks for the sweatshirt. And then this is all the merchandise that we did see over at the boutique over there, the Halloween boutique in Islands of Adventure. So they do have all that stuff over here now. As the event gets closer and now they're not performing a brilliant marketing ploy by sending you over to the other park for the Halloween stuff. Saw this shirt last time. Still really like that sign a lot. So far I think of all the things, this is one of my favorite. And this is one of my favorite. The only issue would be it's very hot. So you'd have to hope that maybe there would be a little cold spell here. So I didn't see this. Scares at every turn. Here's a better look at the back of that sweatshirt. But yeah, the weekend will have his merchandise, but I'm assuming closer to the event or on the event date. But yeah, the new merch has arrived. We're getting close. Back in the car, and our time at Universal Studios has come to an end. We have official confirmation of what the Halloween Horror Nights houses, scare zones, and shows are going to be. We have storylines, we have some theming, we have more decoration that was up in the park, so we get to see a bunch of that stuff, a bunch of the updates that we haven't seen yet in Halloween Horror Nights scare zones, and then kind of back towards where the houses are going to be. Tons of tents that have their facades up now, so you can now see kind of what theming they have and maybe some of the treats and drinks that you guys can get and enjoy at Halloween Horror Nights. Halloween Horror Nights is a separately ticketed event. They are on select nights, usually on the weekends. The opening weekend is starts September 2nd. We'll be here on opening night. Hopefully I can convince Ashley to come as well. But really looking forward to Halloween Horror Nights this year. Halloween Horror Nights 31 will be my second year, first year covering it, second year going. Went last year with my buddy Matt, and you'll see a lot of him in the videos and the vlogs because he's a Halloween Horror Nights junkie just like I am starting to turn into. So again, was really excited when he texted me this morning and said we had confirmations on the houses. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to coming quite a bit. I do have the Frequent Flyer Plus, so I can come on most nights, just not on Saturday nights, except for opening weekend, I think, towards the end, towards the close of Halloween Horror Nights. But again, thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. What are you excited about for Halloween Horror Nights this year now that we have official confirmation? Let me know in the comments below. But again, like, share, subscribe. Helps people find the channel. And I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you guys in the next video. We hope to see you guys at the parks and Halloween Horror Nights this year.